Welcome back to the Fab Fatties. I'm Allie.
Alyssa.
I'm Rebecca.
And today is our 50th episode, everybody. Woo!
I did not like that we did the same sound at like the same pitch.
That, you know what that tells me? We were woo girls back in the day. We were absolutely woo girls.
Oh my God. There's a shot. Hear me out. No. So
I'm just laughing because I was silent.
Oh, it's called a woo woo.
The woo-woo!
Yeah, baby girl.
Oh my God,
I
did
was
you take
absolutely a
woo-woo
woo-woo
shots?
bitch.
Okay, so I learned
Yeah.
about this. I took a bartending class just to be like, ooh, I wanted to learn how to bartend.
I was a bartender, so I can't wait to hear what this is.
Great. Well, and they give you like a book of like shots to learn, and one of them is called the woo-woo, which is how I learned about it. And then every single time I'd be out with my friends, I'd be like, no, we need to take woo-woos, and I would make everyone lift it up and go, woo-woo, and then hit the table and
Yeah,
take
you have
it.
to.
It's cringy, but it's so funny.
Okay, excuse you. I was absolutely a woo-woo girl,
Oh my
and
gosh.
it's not cringy.
Woo-woos
You
were
know
my
what?
favorite shots.
It's vodka, cranberry juice, and peach schnapps, and it's
The
fucking
fact that
delicious.
you remember that is crazy
I
because all I
was
remember...
a bartender.
Yeah, but okay. All I remember was vodka and cranberry.
She
I
also
forgot
has
the peach schnapps.
elephant memory that she remembers everything.
That's
right?
true.
Yeah.
I remember being in high school and learning about buttery nipples, and of course, then it's like,
I don't know what that is.
I would make
It's
a
also a
buttery
shot.
nipple.
No, I know that.
It's got,
but like, I don't know what it is.
butter schnapps. It's got, that one I don't remember. I didn't make that
It's
one as
some
much.
kind of what's the like coffee liqueur?
Kahlua.
Kahlua. Yeah.
Or maybe it was not that.
Or Bailey's.
Bailey's. I thought it was Bailey's and like butterscotch. It was very, very sweet,
Butter
creamy.
schnapps.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. The next time we go out, me and you were going to take a woo-woo shot.
Okay,
I mean,
I'll
of
woo
course,
with y'all.
You don't drink that much.
I really just got so offended and remembered that I don't drink.
You gotta get a virgin woo woo.
You could do a
A
cranberry.
virgin woo woo.
Although actually yesterday we did like a little like, we started the busy market season at work celebration, and Rashida at work, she got me a non-alcoholic bottle of this like sparkling, it was like elderberry and peach something. Oh my God, it was delicious.
I
It
will
was
say
so good.
that's the thing right now. Is like mixology, virgin.
Yeah, we went
drinks
to a
is like,
whole expo. Me and Allie did.
We
like,
did, yeah,
a couple
yeah.
months ago, a few months
Yeah.
ago, and every single vendor was a non-alcoholic. And then even when we went to Nibel's Alley Market things, Nibbles.
What did you say? Nibels? She made it fancy. That's
one
like
of the people
Target
there.
instead
One of
of
the people there did the non-alcoholic.
Oh yeah, they're
drinks.
called I think it's Sprit Social, and literally their whole thing is non-alcoholic.
Is that the new bar that opened up in Charlotte? That's all virgin. Because I saw this on my Instagram like maybe 2 years ago, and I've been trying to get some friends to go with me to check it out. I have not. Friends at work. So
I was like, not me.
we should go. But their whole thing is it's like a virgin bar. It's like a non-alcoholic bar.
I know I've heard of it. I know that's not them. I think they just do pop-ups maybe, but it's super cute. And like, I just love, like, I love that people are getting more into that kind of stuff, you know?
Well, it's crazy you say that, because another really big trend with that is wellness retreats. And it's interesting.
I'm like, ooh.
It's interesting. No, hear me out.
I'm interested in a wellness retreat where we go and do shrooms.
That is also happening. And I mean like a very broad term of wellness. Like, of course, there's some like mainstream diet culture that fits in with that. But what they're finding is people are more interested in going to a festival that has like cold plunges and like food and mixed drinks but non-alcoholic, and like people are more interested in, instead of like just getting shit-faced and like feeling like crap the next day.
Yeah.
You know, I know there's a big meetup in Charlotte that they do like a wellness weekend where like people get together and they go for a walk, and then there's like all of these vendors or whatever. I don't know too much, but I do know that that's like a trend right now.
Anyway, you know, it's trendy having 50 episodes. So today we're recording our 50th episode. This will be our 50th episode. So we decided we're doing a little friend catch up.
I'm sorry, what number is it?
50.
Okay, I wasn't
50.
Just wanted to clarify.
We're doing a
Your
little.
girl's been working.
Today's our 50th episode, and we thought it'd be a great idea to do a friend catch up, get caught up with the Fab Fatties, and we were actually doing a whole lot of yapping before this, and we were like super high energy, super pumped, and we were super stoked to get here into the studio, and then we got into the studio.
Oh, chaos ensued.
We started getting set up, and I found this arrogant tripod that was just hanging out, and it was open, and I was like, this needs to be closed. And I picked it up, and I was like, huh.
That's not really what sound you
That's
made.
not what happened, because in my mind, that's what was going to happen. It was going to close, and we were going to go on about our day. I don't know if you can see the nice new accessory I have on my forehead, but that's not what happened. Instead of going like this, it went like this, and the very metal top of it hit me so hard in the head that I saw stars. And no, I wasn't looking in a mirror.
That's very Allie.
I didn't like it, but I mean, it's on brand. But
No, I thought this girl never misses a punchline.
Ever.
no, this girl never missed a moment to hype herself up.
Even with a concussion, even with the possible concussion. So I'm feeling the little goose egg that's definitely growing here. It is now doubled in size from the last time I touched it. But in other news, my makeup looks fucking fantastic today. So I love that for me. What's going on in your lives?
Well, I can say really confidently right now that I keep being like this, and it's because I have a little pimple right here at the very top of my cheek, and I feel like I can see it out of my eye. At first I thought I had a little hair there. No, it's just a little tiny pimple, and I even put a little pimple patch on it last night, and it's still just hanging out and staring at me.
That bitch.
That's your update for today? You have a pimple on
I
your
mean,
cheek?
That's her update.
That's my first update for the day. So if anyone's watching and they see me doing this, it's because I'm literally checking out
She's
pimple.
giving her pimple the stank eye. Also, Rebecca and Alyssa are annoyed with me because I'm also snacking on a Pop-Tart, because today was the day that I needed to be yelled at to eat. So I'm snacking on a Pop-Tart while we record.
Today's episode is brought to you by Snow Country Outerwear. Snow Country Outerwear doesn't just fit your body, it fits your life. These plus-size rain jackets, size 1X to 6X, are packed with thoughtful features. Adjustable hoods, waists, and sleeves, double enclosures for extra warmth, waterproof bags for your coat, even internal pockets to keep what matters close. Whether you're commuting, hiking, or just running errands, Snow Country builds gear that's ready for real life in rain, wind, and beyond. Click the link in our bio to check them out.
What's your first update? It has to be about your face.
Does it?
No.
Well, it's actually funny because my skin actually has been breaking out so bad.
I can't tell.
I thought you were yelling at me because my mic was shaking, so I froze in fear.
I do not yell at that.
Nobody was yelling at you.
I froze in fear. I said, "Oh my god, it's shaking! It's shaking! It's shaking!" I didn't touch
Rebecca does yell at us, and she hits
I
us
do not.
too.
Okay. No, my skin actually has been breaking out. But no, it's much better today. It's doing good. So that's my update about my face, I guess.
That's good. I'm glad your skin's doing better.
Thank you. I don't really have any super fun updates. You guys, I feel like, have the fun updates. I'm learning sign language right now. Pretty hyped about that.
What made you want to learn sign language?
You know, so funny. So a few things. One, my dad started Duolingo to learn Italian, and he's on like day 400. I think he's on like almost 500 days or something.
Wow.
Which is crazy. And he's so proud of himself. Well, Billy started in the new year to learn German. So him and my dad are like, Billy's been doing... I will tell you, German, not a romance language.
Oh no, girl. That's all in the back of the throat.
So I was talking with my sleep coach, and one of the things is staying out of bed until it's time for bed. And I hate it. I know, all three of us. Who doesn't want a Herkle-Durkle?
I love a good Herkle-Durkle.
I be Herkling, I be Durkling.
I'm just Herkle-Durkling all day long.
All day long.
All day long.
Herkle-Durkle is good for the soul.
It is good for the soul.
Period.
It's good for the soul.
Well, apparently is not good for my sleep. So,
Well, I hate that.
I know.
And that feels anti-sleep.
That is anti-Herkle-Durkle.
So, one of the things that me and my sleep coach really set, and what sucks is that it actually is working. Like, I wish it
I
wasn't.
hate that. I fucking
know.
hate when a doctor's right.
I know. So, I do not get into bed now until 10:15. Mm-hmm. Not allowed to get into bed until 10:15 at night. That is hard, especially after you like work all day. You want to light a candle. You want to cozy on up.
I just am mentally clocking that if you're not in bed until 10:15, I expect my text messages to be answered.
Oh, no.
I'm kidding.
No, because it's so funny. I am not supposed to be on my phone past 8:30 p.m. That's early too.
That is early.
I give myself until like 9:30, 10 o'clock sometimes, because it is hard to not pick up your phone.
Mm-hmm. My fucking head hurts,
Okay.
girl. I'm sorry.
And then I'm supposed to get out of bed by like 8. My alarm goes off at 8. I'm not supposed to be in bed longer than 30 minutes after my alarm.
Okay.
Okay. But it's supposed to like compress the amount of time you spend in bed so that it like is like sleep time. So to help me actually like reset and like calm down at night and like not be processing the day, she recommended learning something at night. And I said, interesting. She was like, use your whatever brain power you have to learn something new so that you're not having to think about the email you didn't send today or the things on the to-do list and I was like, dang, okay.
I like
So I
that.
started laying in bed at like 10:15. It's like my cutoff time. I don't want to think about anything else at 10:15. I sit down and I learned my sign language.
So show us something that you learned.
Oh.
Spell my name.
Oh. A-L-L-Y.
I was gonna say I know the alphabet.
I don't know yours.
Maybe she got stopped at the second L. That really kills me.
R-E-B. What did I just do for E? E-C-C-A.
By the way,
Anyways.
for our audio listeners, this
Yeah.
is not very thrilling. But I think this is tree. Don't come for me. I'm learning, okay? Think this is tree. Obviously, thank you. Hello was like, hello. And then I was learning, oh, you know what? I can't remember what that means.
I need you to know what my intrusive thoughts are thinking right now.
Which is?
I know what this means. I just need to. I need to
Anyways,
get them out.
I'm actually struggling to find a free app. I was using one and it gave me free for the intro lessons and I loved it. And now it wants me to pay. And I'm like, I'm trying to have some financial
Is
due
there not-
diligence.
I wonder if there's like a book available for your Kindle.
Here's the thing. Sign language is like a visual.
Yeah. Isn't your Kindle visual?
There's movement to it, so I guess
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, my bad.
So like, there's like,
Yeah.
I'm guessing there is a book out
about
there
YouTube
that like
videos?
100%.
Yeah.
What I liked is that it was a lesson,
I gotcha.
right? It was like formatted in a lesson, and I was like, oh, I did my lesson for today. Anyways,
I gotcha.
I'll keep looking and finding some stuff, but that has been. I have to say, I wish I knew that sooner. It's actually a game changer. Learn something at night. Weird, because you're like, oh, I want to do it. Try it for one night and see if you like it. I love it. And then I feel like accomplished. I'm like, I'm learning sign language.
I love that.
Interesting. See, then I'd be like, but anytime I'm in a lesson, will I start getting sleepy? But that's
Good.
what my brain.
Then turn it off and go to sleep.
I know, but like if you're in a lesson during the day, like will learning become something that if you're learning something, you get tired from it?
No, because that's not what actually makes me tired at the end of the night.
It just allows you to disconnect the thoughts of the anxiety thoughts.
Exactly.
Okay.
It helps me disconnect from the I didn't do this today, or I'm still waiting on a response from this, or am I performing well enough at work? Am I doing enough to support the intrusive spiral thoughts?
Yeah.
You know, the ones that keep you up at night. I don't know about you, but like sometimes my insomnia is just my brain not turning off.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if you want to talk about this. We don't have to.
Let's
do
do
you
it.
want to talk about the fact that you are going to get a CPAP?
We totally can.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a life update. You haven't obviously gotten it yet.
Yeah,
so-
well, I mean,
But I'm wondering how you feel about it.
Yeah, you know, I am doing the sleep study. You'll see in our little reel that comes out, I made sure to take one video of like the ring on my finger. My finger's like glowing red at night. Some interesting things with the sleep study that we found. There are some nights where I have, I think they call them apnea episodes, which is sleep apnea.
Yeah.
There are some nights where I'm like gasping for air and like not getting enough oxygen and everything. And then there's some nights where it doesn't happen. And it is actually really bizarre. There are some nights, one night was so high for me, it was like 20 an hour. And then most of my nights is like 5, which is the normal range, by the way. They don't really consider that like sleep apnea at that point.
Okay.
And it's so interesting to look at all of the other data with it. I don't know all of the scientific, medical mambo jumbo of the words, but what was interesting is I just met with them last Friday, and I said, before we get into it, I want to look at 3 nights. One night, 2 of the nights, I slept like I was dead. Like truly, I had the deepest sleep, woke up sweating, woke up with like numb limbs, like truly like I fell asleep and I like, you need to check me for signs of life type of sleep. And that was followed by one night of no sleep. I stayed up all night.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Like, what happens?
Yeah.
How did I get the best sleep I've ever had for 2 nights and then nothing? And we really dug in deep. And this is what is so validating. I started all of my sleep issues when I started recovery.
Okay.
I did not have, to my knowledge, sleep issues. I was sleeping, I was waking up feeling rested. I was like, bada bing, bada boom. Like, that's what sleep is for.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I just felt so tired all of the time. And I'm like, okay, well, part of that is like the mental labor of recovery, right? Like, I don't think anyone really feels
Chipper.
well rested and ready to take on the
Yeah.
day when they're, diving into all of this trauma and issues and everything. So for a while I was like, okay, I think this is just where I'm at now. Well, then I took a sleep study test a while ago and it came back with sleep apnea in the normal range. They said I didn't need to do anything, but my sleep was still been shit for years.
Yeah.
Well, we looked at my heart rate and something in the graph between those 2 nights showed that the night where I couldn't fall asleep, I was basically in fight or flight.
Oh, wow.
I know. And I said, oh, I was in an active trauma response. And he could like tell based off of like where my heart was laying.
Yeah.
And he's like, and this is basically your sympathetic nervous system compared to the 2 nights where you slept so well. There was a huge difference in like where my resting heart rate was versus like where. And he's like, and basically what's happening is your body is like not getting the signal that it's safe and it can like turn off. And I was like, that is the validation I have been looking for. So one of the things that we've actually tried from the first month into the second month is like mouth tape.
Oh, yeah.
And nose tape. And then like a nose, it like goes in your nose and like pushes your nose out. I don't know what it's called. A dilator or something like that?
To open up your nostrils, basically.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, I love the little nose stickies. It's crazy. It's the little magnets.
Yeah,
They're like 2
I've
little
heard of that.
magnets that go on the sides. And then it's a little magnet thing that like grabs your nose and lifts it. And I swear, I'd just be putting it on when I'm home and walking around the house.
You're like, I want that 100%. Oh, I was going to say H2O, but no, that's not just the O. I want that 100% oxygen
give me that
straight to the brain.
baby. Listen, it was so soothing.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting all of this like big air in my nose. I loved it. So I said to him, I was like, I was really upset. The sleep doctor, I was like, I'm kind of sad that the nose stickies didn't work because I felt it like to be soothing and comforting.
Yeah.
Well, we take that feeling and compare it to what's going on with like the fight or flight and the feeling and the apnea. It all kind of makes sense in this weird puzzle piece, right?
Yeah.
One of the things we do when we're having a panic attack is big breath in, big exhales, right? It's like,
yeah.
well, it felt so good to just naturally have this cool air flowing into my nose more naturally.
Yeah.
So with that said, it didn't help enough. The stickers did.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
So I'm starting to use a CPAP machine.
Yeah.
Now, while we do not celebrate, oh my God,
I was going to say, where are you going with this?
we don't celebrate, what is it called?
Diagnosis?
No, yeah, no, it's like we're not happy that I have a chronic condition, but we do celebrate that I'm taking care of it, is what my message said. Like I'm not
I don't wish chronic conditions on anybody.
yeah,
right?
I'm not.
There you go.
I'm not like, oh my God, yay! But I am like, okay, I took a step to take care of it. That's the gist of the message I sent.
Okay.
I think the message what I sent to you guys and to my family was, we don't celebrate chronic illnesses, but we do celebrate taking care of them. And a CPAP is coming to the Theobald household soon. So interestingly enough, I went with the CPAP machine that is just the nose.
Yeah.
It's like the fresh air right up in the nose.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm going to need the whole mouthpiece. I'm hoping I don't. I'm hoping that I could still use the mouth tape and the nose thing, and that will kind of do it. I'm not super thrilled about it, and I had to do a lot of A lot of soul searching is a little like fluffy, but I had to do a lot of talk around the fat phobia.
Sure.
That is associated with sleep apnea, and also a lot of validation in the sense that it runs in my family. And I have a lot of family members who have sleep apnea, and like...
Listen, I think sleep apnea is one of those things that is more known now, right, than 10 years ago. And way more people are diagnosed now than 10 years ago because it wasn't getting diagnosed. Doesn't mean those people didn't have sleep apnea. It doesn't mean it didn't contribute badly to their health, right?
100%.
And so, just for transparency's sake, me and Allie both have CPAPs. A lot of fat people have CPAPs. A lot of not fat people have CPAPs.
Yeah.
I am not the greatest at using mine, and I need to get better.
Same.
To not, and
She's
not
on a different level than you, Queen. I'm so sorry.
yeah, I at least use it sometimes.
She does.
Mine's in my house somewhere. I moved recently.
January.
December.
Oh, yeah, even worse. Even worse in your timeline. But we still love you.
I feel judged.
Well, just a
I
little.
feel judged in my safe space.
We know that it came into your house in
It came into my house in
was that
February?
February or March?
February. It was
Yeah, end of February. So
End of
yeah.
February. I don't know what you're looking at me like that for.
Because how did it get in your house?
One of us brought it in with all the other shit in my car.
One of us. One of us.
Baby girl, I don't know if it was in your hand. Both of us were carrying shit from my car.
That's true.
Okay. Peace be with us now. And
And also with you.
and also with you.
We lift up our hearts.
I'll save this for my thing, but yeah, I'm having sleep issues too, and part of it's like, bitch, wear your CPAP.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard to do all the things you want to and need to without good sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad you have a doctor that really was looking at so much data with you, because some of them don't, like, right? They do the original printout, like that's it. Whereas they really wanted to like talk about what's actually happening.
The company
with you.
I'm working with, 10 out of 10. It is expensive. It has been worth every penny. And if you need, slide in my DM, I will send you the information.
Great.
I truly have loved them, but it's almost like a concierge doctor, sleep doctor. They're actually... The sleep doctor that I first got connected with the company, this is confusing. Working with a sleep doctor in California, and that sleep doctor connected me with a company that they use to do the sleep testing. And that company I think is also in California, and they're the ones I'm doing the sleep study with. And then they send the information back to my other sleep doctor, but I haven't connected with my other sleep doctor yet. I've just been working with the company.
What a pretzel.
Anyways. Hey everyone, did you know that the Fab Fatties are on Patreon? Yes, we are. And you can follow us for more behind the scenes chaos. We have bloopers. We have Allie raging. We have, me climbing out windows. I don't know. We just have a bunch of crazy stuff over there. Yeah, so you can find us on Patreon. That's
PATREON.com /the Fab Fatties.
PATREON.
That's what I said.
.com /the Fab Fatties.
And we will see you over there. The only other update I think I really have is Billy has been actually really trying. I hope this doesn't come across toxic. He's been really trying to like take care of himself, and I hope this comes across positively, because it is. But like Billy being a firefighter, like they don't eat all of their meals.
Yeah.
And like they're always on the go and like everything. And Billy's been told for a while that he does not eat enough protein for like what he does. So he's been really trying to hit his protein markers and like hit his things. So he has been making a diet push, but I mean diet in the sense of like what food he's eating, not in the sense of he's
He's making a nutrition push.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
He's making a
Conscious decision to have more protein.
Exactly. And like honestly eat more calories to like sustain what he's doing. But what's been hard is that he has brought some food into the house for himself of things that we used to eat when we were like hardcore dieting. So I've had to talk about this a lot, you know? And Taryn framed it so beautifully. And I think I'm going to jump to that first and then go back. But Taryn was like, people can eat a rice cake as a snack with peanut butter on it.
Yeah.
To eat a rice cake with peanut butter and not because they're dieting.
Sure.
Right? Billy, he can have yogurt and fruit and with granola or whatever for breakfast because he wants to have a parfait for breakfast, not because he's dieting.
Sure.
And I'm like, right. I think it's just, it makes me a little uncomfortable. And this is the same work I had to do like with the cucumbers and the salad, right? Like I got to a place where I'm eating a cucumber for lunch because I wanted to eat a cucumber, not because I'm dieting. But it's just been this uncomfortable dynamic. It's not a bad thing. I just didn't realize how uncomfortable it was going to make me feel.
Sure.
And Billy has made it very clear, like, he's not dieting. There's no weight loss goal involved here. He truly is trying to just feel good in his body and give his body what he needs. Love, totally support, rock on. And then we're using like Primal Kitchen dressing, which is fine. He actually likes it, right? And I'm like, oh my God, we used to do the Whole30.
It makes sense. I want to say it makes sense. It makes sense because we have years and years of associating these foods and associating and placing moral values on foods. And so like it makes sense why a quote unquote normal person, whatever, like I don't mean to use that right now, but that's just where my brain is going, would be able to just say, oh, there's new shit in the house, whatever, right? Yeah. It makes sense why someone who's still going through a recovery journey from literally starving themselves, like, and some, like, it's still, for me, like, I enjoy eating cottage cheese. We know that isn't great for lactose intolerance, but I enjoy eating cottage cheese, but cottage cheese used to be a diet food for me, right? Yeah. So, like, it's still something that, like, when I buy cottage cheese, I'm like, oh, I'm doing this because I like cottage cheese, not because, like, I'm measuring out, like, little spoonfuls of it, right? It's still a mind fuck. Like, so it's still okay to feel things around these things because you're still learning. For sure. You're still learning, and you're learning that these foods don't have any moral values, that it's okay but it's also, it's okay to have feelings around them. Yeah. It's okay. I think it gets, I don't know, it gets hard when you try so hard to not have those feelings, So it's interesting because as someone in eating disorder recovery, I really haven't talked about food since Renfrew. Like, it's been a lot of like doing the trauma work and everything and like taking a step away from the food work. But Chelsea, my other therapist, I know we know Amber by name. Amber's my trauma therapist. Chelsea's my therapist. You hear the difference, right? Okay. Chelsea was my therapist when I was actually at Renfrew, and now she's outpatient. So I've just started to talk with her a little bit about like the food and stuff with Billy, and also fear foods, because I never realized I have fear foods. And it came up this week. Billy was like, I'm making burritos for dinner. And I said, you're making what? It's like burritos. I was like, oh, okay.
I knew you had fear of food the day we went to the Savannah Banana game, and like certain food you couldn't.
Do you remember what it was?
I know you could do a pretzel. You were okay with the pretzel.
Yeah.
You were not okay with the hot dog? Or no? What was it?
It was the cotton candy.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
The sweet. Yeah.
And cotton candy was, by the way, same thing with, it's so interesting how like I think I have a fear food with things that like you need your hands to eat. I get like overwhelmed with like how to hold it and like eat it and not make a mess. But cotton candy was a fear food because all you ever hear is like, it's just sugar. It's just sugar. It's so bad for you. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God, like it's not going to kill you. But I'm like, no, that cotton candy is going to kill me. Yeah. But I ate it, and I ate the burrito, and more coming on that soon. But that's my updates, guys. CPAP coming soon, and normalizing rice cakes.
Or not normalizing rice cakes if you don't like them.
Yeah, period. I mean, normalizing eating whatever you want to eat.
Yeah.
I feel like is the message, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I got all bent out of shape that Billy was having, is it Yasso,
the Greek bars, Greek yogurt
and
bars.
he was like, Alyssa, I promise you I'm only having it because I need more protein, and there's protein in these.
I'll actually be honest with you. Now, I did used to get those when I was doing Weight Watchers.
Oh my God,
I'm not gonna
same!
lie. But the Yasso mint chocolate bars,
Those are the ones.
like popsicles, those actually fucking slap.
No, they're good. That's what I'm saying. I'm not even trying to be like, I'm not trying to be a hater.
No, but I get it.
But it's like, oh my God, we literally used to eat these when we were like counting points and calories and all of these things.
It would be the exact same reaction I would have if I opened up the cabinet and there was a fucking box of Atkins granola bars. Like, why the fuck is this here? You know?
yeah.
Oh, and it really can be just because in the morning, I mean, honestly, I should get some sort of protein bars because in the mornings I need to eat some protein.
Eat breakfast
I don't
before you
fucking
go.
eat breakfast.
Yeah, bitch.
And so that's the thing. It's I'm either starving or I'll stop and grab something, but then I'm gonna make myself run late, which I don't want to do. But with the morning, I have to eat something.
Yeah.
And so it would be beneficial for me to just buy a box of protein bars so I can just very easily
Okay, I'm adding that to your
eat
to-do
something.
list.
Thank you. But I have this like mental block around like, oh, I'm not gonna have protein bars because I used to literally just eat protein bars. Like a protein shake or something like that,
Yeah.
you know, because I used to punish myself with them instead of just use them as what they're actually for, right? Like as a supplement, not as a replacement, not as a like.
Ooh,
it's just,
she's good.
Girl, just get your shit in.
She's
Just get your shit in
good.
however you can, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I get that.
At Snow Country Outerwear, fit isn't an afterthought, it's the foundation. Every rain jacket is designed from the ground up for plus-size bodies in sizes 1X to 6X. No squeezing, no sizing up, just outerwear that actually fits. Whether you're bold and bright or love a neutral moment, Snow Country offers raincoats in multiple designs and colors, so you can stay dry and live your life out loud. Click the link in our bio to shop.
Allie, what's going on?
What is going on? What is going on? You guys, I have a new routine.
Oh,
I do.
she's got a routine.
I have a routine. I set myself up for success this week. I went to my friend ChatGPT. I know. AI. No, listen, girlies, I get it. Okay? I get it. They're coming for our jobs.
I don't care. Take it. Sorry.
That's fair. Honestly, no.
Listen, we're all just trying to survive in this economy.
No, we're all trying to survive in this economy. Shout out to Annette from Fat Girls Traveling. You do you, boo. You're doing amazing, sweetie. Anyway, so I went to ChatGPT. No, but for real, like, I mean, I understand the argument and everything. Like, I really do. I feel like I have to say it. I understand. I understand the argument. Full stop. Pay artists and all the thing. I don't think anybody wants to be paid to figure out how to handle me. So I went to ChatGPT.
Fair.
You know, like my therapist already does enough, and then you too. So, and you know what? You guys don't even get paid to handle me. So
We get paid in your presence.
Oh my God! Thank you.
I love you.
Say something nice. Yeah.
I love you.
I know you do. I love you too. Anyway, so I'm also in this era. I have crushes on everybody right now.
I know. Allie was flirting with me.
I was
this
flirting
morning.
with you so hard. I think I'm always flirting with you. I just said I was flirting with you so hard. God.
You're gonna make her have a crisis of making sure she's making her
Alyssa,
mad.
I'm always obsessed with you. I'm always crushing on you. I'm in love with you. Anyway, let's get back to it, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and ladies. I'm crushing on everybody. I'm crushing on myself. I just love everybody new that I meet. You know, that it didn't vote for Trump. But I'll leave it in. So I made myself a new little routine. By that I mean ChatGPT made it. And again, when you're talking to robots, be nice, because one day they're going to take over. So I was like, hey girl, here's the deal. I have now been late a couple times to my brand new job, which I'm not thrilled about. And I was real embarrassed about it. I was feeling a lot of shame around it. So I was like, hey, my brain is not letting me be great. The thing is, like, I wake up in plenty of time to be there, okay? I'd be there at 9:30. I'm waking up at 6:30. Why the fuck am I not on time?
6:30 you're waking up.
Girl, that was before. I wake up before my alarm. Like,
That's wild.
thank you. But I have that ADHD time blindness where I'm just literally like,
I think you're giving yourself too much time. That's why you're being late.
that's exactly what it is, probably. But basically, I just stare at a wall. I doom scroll. I like I'm literally doing all the things. I'm also just panicking in my brain of like, I'm thinking about all the things that I need to get done that day, thinking about all the things that like maybe I didn't finish yesterday or need to be on my plate for the next day. Like, it's just, my brain is doing all of these things. And by the time that I'm like, fuck, I gotta get up now, I'm like, I have 20 minutes.
Oof.
And then it's like, I'm fucking terrified. I'm stressed out. I'm like, I don't feel good.
Yeah, what
and
a
then,
shit way to start your day.
right? And then I get to work. I'm 15 minutes late and I'm like, oh God, I'm just like stressed out. I'm freaking out. And I'm not letting me be great. Right?
Yeah.
So I went to ChatGPT and I was like, hey girl, I suck right now and I would like some help. I would like some help to not suck so much. And basically I was just like, I need help figuring out how to not rot in the morning, basically. And it basically helped me like build out this little routine. I now have a lot of alarms versus only having one alarm, because I had one alarm. Now I have a lot of alarms that basically do the opposite of what I normally do with my brain, which is I look at the entire thing and think, ooh, that is a mountain I don't want to climb today, right? And so it chunks it down for me. So at 6:30, it's just wake up. No pressure. Just wake up. That's all you got to do. Open your eyes.
Did you label them too?
Oh, girl, yes. I can't wait to show you the labels.
I'm so excited. I wanna see
Literally
them.
6:30 says, wake up, no pressure. That's all. Yeah, wake up, no pressure. I think 7 o'clock is do one thing. Just do one thing, okay? That can either be go pee, get a glass of water, brush your teeth, something. Just do one thing. That's all. The goal of that one is just, you're not in bed anymore.
Got it.
And even if you are, sit up, take your meds. Sit up. You're not laying down. You're not resting anymore. You're starting the process of getting up, And then as it goes on, it's like, okay, my next one is, girl, wash your face. Girl, because I don't shower every day. Sorry, guys. I don't know if that's, gross, but actually I'm not sorry. Fuck you.
Allie's brain right now is doing so much.
Are
you okay? You are
really not.
all over.
It's my concussion.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to follow. I'm like, man,
Thank
she's
you
everywhere.
so much. I appreciate
Her
that.
elephant is
Yes.
in the room.
Yeah. It's a hygiene thing. It's either I'm washing my face, or if I do need to take a shower, it's a girl wash your face in the shower kind of thing. It doesn't matter. I got
Doing
myself
different
into a little routine. Yeah.
So I want to send you something
Yeah.
that has helped me in the mornings, and it's how to feel like more awake and alert to start your day. And it's, the acronym is like Rise Up. I cannot remember what it stands for. Yes, my sleep coach gave this to me. Don't fuck off, okay? But it's helped a lot. And some of the key things are like, put on upbeat music.
Oh yeah, that's on there too.
Oh my God, love it. One of them
Did
is
you know
getting
that you can
sun.
actually tie your alarms to your iTunes? And so I still have I'm not buying any new iTunes songs, but I have some iTunes songs that I've bought in the past. And thankfully I do have Shania Twain's Let's Go Girls on there. So yes, 7:45, that label is called Let's Go Girl. And that Let's Go Girl is like, all right, girl. In case you haven't done anything else, you haven't listened to any more of these alarms, this is the one. Let's go, girl. Let's go.
Okay, I'll send you them, because one I found super helpful, this is dumb, is getting sunlight before noon. Sometimes when I'm literally walking into work, I'll just literally stop and look up at the sun and just go, And then I'll keep going. It actually makes me feel nice.
The thing that's funny to me is that my very, very last alarm is 8:30. 8:30 just says fed and employed. It just fed and employed, like bare fucking minimum, bare minimum. This is you ate and you're gonna have a job because you'll be there on time, and that's it. Fed and employed.
Wow, Allie!
Thank you. Oh my God, thank you so
I
much.
love that you had to make them funny for you.
I did. I
love it.
absolutely did.
Well, sometimes when they just tell you what to do, you just snooze them and say, fuck off. No one tells me how to live
But
my
I
life.
made them nice to me and funny to me, because one of them's like, last call, baby girl. Yeah, that's the one after Let's Go Girl. I'm like, let's call, baby girl. Come on. Because I know myself.
But some days you're not, let's go it.
And yeah, some days the whole, 6:30, just wake up, no pressure. I'm like, fuck
You might have to change them too once you get used to them, but
for
that's
sure.
so fun.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. So I'm really liking it. And it really, it does make me a little angry because of the fact that it is making me think back to my very toxic real estate days where they're like, you have to time block everything, time block your entire day. But now I'm like, okay, turns out my brain actually does like a little time blocking, because if I go into work now and I'm like, okay, these are the things I need to work on today, I'm going to get it done. My brain is just like, That's
Yeah.
exactly what it does. Yep. Yep. We're gonna put that into a GIF. But now what I'm doing is like, I know, yeah. But now I've started, as soon as I get to work, I do a little brain dump to ChatGPT and I say, this is everything that I need to get done today. This is everything that's on my mind, everything, like all the ideas, everything. This is what I need to get done today. Please help me block out my day. And truly, I am finding that like I need the structure. I need the structure. My brain loves look, it absolutely loves that. All right, girl, 10:30 to 12, you're working on this. 12:30 to this, like you're doing this. Like and it even breaks it like you need to take a break. You need to take a little 20-minute walk. Like whatever, not 20-minute walk, but like you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. Like and I literally just because the like where my new office is, like it's just kind of like on like this little strip, so like I can just kind of go outside and like take a little walk.
Love.
Just like stretch my legs. So like I'll put in like
air.
a 5-minute, just like stretch my legs, get some air, change the scenery a little bit.
Such a good mental reset too,
yeah.
especially for the ADHD brains.
Oh my God, yes.
I will tell you, I don't use it, but I did explore some. I was looking for AI platforms that specifically help with planning and ADHD, and not sponsored, unfortunately. Motion.
I have gotten so many ads for Motion recently.
It is pretty good,
Yeah.
and it might be worth it once you get more like settled in.
I won't lie to you. I did take the time the other night when I was doing this whole alarm thing I went real deep with ChatGPT and I was like, this is what's going on with me.
Okay.
This is what my brain is doing. It's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ADHD. It's the BPD. It's the mom. It's like, it's everything.
You trauma dumped to
I
ChatGPT?
trauma dumped to ChatGPT. I
Okay,
did.
queen. Hey, listen, we
So
don't have
I
such
literally,
a-
I was like, this is how my brain works. I need you to help me.
Not to call my sister out, but I'm totally going to call my sister Ashley out. We were sitting down at family Easter brunch.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, ChatGPT is my therapist right now. She's like, I sit
Honestly.
down with ChatGPT and like tell it everything that's going on and it helps me process. It gives me journal prompts. And I looked at her and I went, affordable healthcare.
Honestly, like, I'm not gonna lie. There have been several times in the last few days now that I'm trying to work this new system and everything that like I feel myself get off task and like I'm having a hard time getting back to it and I'm just kind of herkle-durkling, you know, and I'll go back to ChatGPT and be like, hey, I'm off task. I'm really not feeling like I can't get motivated. Like, what should I do? And it literally is like, let's think about what you need to do next. Let's chunk it down into little tasks. What can you get done? What's
So
this
proud
little
of
task that
you.
you can do, right? And I honestly, I feel so guilty being like, oh, I need ChatGPT to tell me
No.
what to do.
No.
But I also have a lot of trauma because my entire life was like, my survival was based on somebody telling me what to do. And like, that's how I survived.
We absolutely do not feel guilty for using tools and resources to help us be successful. Absolutely not. We all need
Yeah.
something different. We all are different people. You guys need a whole dictionary to understand what I'm trying to say sometimes, right? Like
No, we are
The
your
Alyssa
dictionary, girl.
dictionary. It's filled with words we didn't know existed, including
we just need an
herkle-durkle.
interpreter.
I
Yeah.
could tell that you didn't know Herkle-Durkle
I've
was a
never
thing.
heard of Herkle-Durkle.
By the way, that's the name of this episode. We're going to figure out.
I love that.
Thank you.
I love that so much.
Herkle-Durkling through life. Okay. It's a funny word.
It is funny.
Thank you. But we do not feel guilty about using things that help us be successful.
Yeah, and like we don't need to necessarily get into an AI debate right now, but I think to like calm yourself, one of the things like, yeah, sure, there are companies profiting off of AI. It is taking over things that is so beyond our pay grade, okay? And also, when you don't have the money to like go hire someone to do this, right? Like, let's just give each other a fucking break. I'm sorry.
I'm literally just asking a robot to tell me to be mean to me. Like, just
Not-
tell me
well,
what to
to
do.
do it in a
No,
nice
it's
way.
not. It's not being mean to me. But I'm literally just telling a robot to like be my
listen,
supervisor.
We're doing our best, okay?
I'm literally just doing my best, you guys. So that's my update as far as work goes. I am really happy at my new job. I feel like it's a very safe space. I feel like the people that I work with, I feel like I told you guys the other day, like they feel like you guys. They like, obviously, again, this is like a neurodivergent thing, I think, for me, just in general, but like also BPD thing, I tend to overshare very quickly, but like they feel safe. And I don't know. It's just one of those, it's like the girls that get it and they just seem to get it, you know? It is a very neurodivergent friendly workspace because a lot of people in there have ADHD, have neurodivergent tendencies.
That's a workplace I want to be in.
Brains, like, God, and it's just, everybody's hyping each other up. Everybody is like, it's all it's creative and it's fun and it's everybody's just like so like tuned into like what we do is for Charlotte and for the small business community of Charlotte, and like it's really cool. It's really cool. I'm really happy there.
Side note, how many hours a week are you there?
Currently I'm doing I think between like 22 and 25 hours.
Okay.
The goal is to eventually go full time.
For sure.
Right now I literally am just trying not to fuck it up.
You're doing a great job.
I realize
They've said that to you. Those aren't even my words. They have told you you're doing a great job.
they told you that you're fucking it up. No, they have, and that's been really nice too. That's been really, really nice. It is just, it's been a long time. 2022, at the end of 2022 is when I left real estate and I left life. Right. So it's been 3 years since I had a big girl job and big girl responsibilities. And I am right now in this phase of like, I have to keep reminding myself, like, nobody's coming to take this from me. Like, everything's okay. And even though like my history says the other shoe's always going to drop, like sometimes that shoe was me. Like I dropped the shoe. So nobody's coming to drop the shoe. And so it's up to me. It's up to me. So I got to make it work.
I, for one, am proud of you. I think you're being an active participant in your life. I think you are actively working on figuring out what works for you and using tools and resources. And like even the off-camera conversations we've had where you're like, guys, I know I dropped the ball on everything this week. Like no reels got posted or whatever. And you were like, but I'm working on a solution. I was like, great. As long as you're working on figuring it out. And you were 100% successful this week.
I was
100%. You went from literal, I think it was like 0% or like 15%. Okay, one.
It was for a hot minute there. I was getting the one reel posted. That was just on new episode day.
Yeah. And then we were quiet for a little bit. Yeah. But you were a lot of it. But you were 100% successful this week.
I was.
And that's huge.
Thank you.
And like again, it's not gonna be the solution forever, but it's the solution right now.
Yeah.
And pop off. I'm happy and proud for you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Yeah. She worked.
Other than that, life is just lifing, and I am dealing with some complicated emotions around some health things that I'm not quite ready to talk about yet. But we'll do a whole episode on that. And try to convince these two to go to the hospital with me on camera. They would absolutely go to the hospital with me any day, but I tried to get them to do it with me on camera, and they were like, Allie, get over it.
That's not what we said. We said, Allie Hippo. It's actually
I'm like, Allie, not all the world's a stage. I'm like, but why? And the last thing I'll say is that the Panthers should have called me. The draft was on Thursday, started on Thursday, and while I'm not terribly, terribly upset that we got a really badass wide receiver in the first round, y'all sent Jalen Walker to the Falcons, and we have to play him twice a year. So thanks, Dan Morgan.
That's above me and Rebecca's pay grade. Yeah.
That's okay. That's why I was talking directly to the camera. I'm talking to you, Dan Morgan.
The Panthers that are watching us.
Talking to you, Dan Canales.
The Panthers that are watching this.
They absolutely are. I'm talking to you, Dan Canales. I'm talking to you, Dan Morgan. I'm talking to you, fucking Tipper. I'm talking to all of you. Jalen Walker should have been the pick, but that's okay. That's all right. We went defense heavy after that, but we have to play him twice a year. Rebecca, what's up?
Rebecca, what is
man?
up?
I do want to say to our visual watchers and our audio listeners, you probably haven't heard me much today, and I am a little detached from the world at this moment.
I see it.
Yeah, so apologies. I am here, and I have been listening. I just am struggling a little bit. I think I got really overstimulated while we were recording, and then I just have been struggling a little bit to stay present. As far as like what's happening in my life, I did go see a psychiatrist to talk about some like concerns my therapist had around depression and potentially ADHD. The psychiatrist was very much like, you don't have ADHD. That's not what's happening at all here. She thinks I'm having like depressive episodes that are affecting my focus and ability to do things, ability to do what I want to do. So I started a new medication like a week and a half ago, and it is a medication that can also be used to treat things like bipolar and BPD. And so one of the things my therapist was worried about is this thing called cyclothymia, which is basically bipolar, but in smaller doses. It's just that you do have a cycle of depression and mania, just at a lesser degree that might not actually get the bipolar diagnosis. And my mania, if it is mania, the psychiatrist does not think it is. But if it were to be, it's that I get overproductive and I work all day long. But she thinks that that is not the case, that I am tired when I'm doing that, and that I prefer to stay in a productive state. So anytime that I'm not productive, I am depressed. So the medicine is supposed to help with depression in conjunction with my anxiety.
What do you think?
I think I'm willing to give it a go. I don't know what ADHD is. I don't know. Like, obviously I see y'all's brains. My brains function differently.
I don't think you have ADHD.
Yeah, my brain functions differently.
Not that I'm a doctor.
But, like, y'all also have other stuff going on. So I'm kind of like, do I have ADHD? It's like, paired with other things, you know?
She's like, not like us.
I don't think you do, because I think you could see it sometimes in the way me and Allie talk. Like, we really jump all over.
Yeah.
It takes such a little thread to connect those thoughts. And like, you are from point A to point B, like, you are very well connected.
Yeah.
I don't think me and Allie are always that.
I struggle, like, kind of this episode is what happens with me. I struggle to stay mentally there. And I often find that with work. Like, I struggle to read a bunch of essays and give them feedback. And I struggled with it today. It wasn't that I wasn't listening. I had a hard time being active in the listening. And there were times where I really had to push myself to stay active in the listening. And so I think that's what scares me. Now, what she said is that sometimes when you have, like, prolonged depression, it actually can affect that.
Yeah.
So she does think that there's some kind of, like, seasonal depression to me, which I agree. Like, it tends to be, like, my down months are December through March, December through April. And so yeah, we're gonna see how this medication goes. It did cause a couple days of insomnia. I've changed when I take the medication. That seems to have helped.
Good.
But yeah, and she also thinks my anxiety is not fully, medicated. And the thing is, I'm at the highest dose of what they typically give. She said it's not that they don't go above it, but that I am at the normal, like, highest dosage. So we're gonna see how this medication goes. And all I can say is we're gonna see how the medication goes.
Yeah.
So I don't feel bad for taking medication. Like, give me more pills, honestly. Honestly, if I didn't have to deal with my problem, I could just take the pill. I would take the pill, you know? And the thing is, though, like...
Better living through pharmaceuticals.
I mean, listen, I went on a date, and he let me know he's not into, like... He had a different view of medication. Hi, you're probably watching. You thought you weren't going to end up on here, and you already are being talked about, sir.
We've heard some things.
We have.
Hi.
We've heard some good things.
We've heard good things.
Yes.
We've heard good things.
But he doesn't get his name dropped on the podcast yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
No.
That's too much of a hard lunch.
No,
for
and we're definitely doing, like, we talked about, like, expectations, and we're both just want to have fun right now. So, like, this is not immediately going to someplace serious.
Sorry, keep going.
I actually don't know where my thought was, so.
I wanted to say something about the anxiety, and we don't have to keep this in, but this is us just, like, talking as friends.
Yeah.
I know you've pulled back a little bit from therapy because you weren't feeling good and all of that. And then I also get, like, the capacity. I'm wondering if maybe it is time for a therapist change. And maybe trying to focus on someone who works with high anxiety patients. This is where we were talking, right? I think you need more tangible, like, tools that are not medication to pair with the medication. You need medication. Let me be clear, right? No. I need medication.
Girl, same.
You need medication. Like, there's a level, right? When it's consistent and it shows up, right? I don't mean that as a negative thing. Taking medication's not a negative to me, right? But I do think that you were finding that, like, the fan, the cool air, the ice, like, those things are helpful. There are so many other tools. Those are just, like, mine. You started with ones that you've seen me use. The first thing I do when I'm feeling uncontrollable anxiety is get an ice pack in my cold water.
Yeah.
Like that's the first thing. The fan, oh my God, those are baseline, you know? But there are other things too that can really help, that might speak more to who you are and what you need, that could be helpful. Again, I'm not saying you can't get that with your current therapist, but I do know that you've been sitting for a while that you just didn't know.
No, we only went down to 2 every other week because I didn't feel like I had stuff to talk about.
Okay.
Now, I don't think, I'm going to be honest, when I went to go see the psychiatrist, she asked me how I felt about a lot of things, but then when it came to weight and weight loss, she did not. And she just was like, congratulations on, like, you know, like, because I was telling her my history of things. Oh, you've had weight loss surgery, congratulations. And I'm like, this is why this girl's not my therapist.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know?
I do not like psychiatrists.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Yeah. So I think that I actually trust Brittany a lot to be my therapist.
Yes.
Would I maybe pair that with someone else? Maybe. My initial thought as you talking about this is like, no, girl. Brittany's my girl.
Good. No, then you should stick with Brittany.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think even like that conversation feels overwhelming to me right now, if I'm being honest, just because I don't feel centered enough to like talk about it. So I am like facing the end of the semester. I'm overwhelmed. I have faculty meetings that are not going well. I'm unhappy in my job. It is not feeling like the win for Rebecca episode update, you know?
Gotcha.
And so I think I'm exhausted, and there's so much going on. I'm very much looking forward to summer.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to my summer break. I'm looking forward to some stuff we have planned with Charlotte Plus. I'm looking forward to the beach. And in my mind, I just have to get there.
Yeah.
And if I can hold on to get there, I will be okay. And so I just need to get there. Baby boy.
Puppy's got an update.
He's got a cough. You want to talk about? That's my update for today. And listen, on other days I yap, and today's just not a yap day for me. And that's okay. That's okay. Tell us about Lucky. Let's finish out with Lucky update.
Yeah, give us a
lucky baby.
Give us a lucky pup.
He's okay.
Lucky's okay. No, let's not panic. Let's just send some good vibes towards Lucky. Lucky is old. I feel like we have clarified this. Lucky's an old man. He's 13 this year, or 14 this year. I don't know. I really stopped counting. Like after
What is age?
After 11. After he hit 11, I was like, okay. Yeah. So we brought Lucky to the vet a while ago because he was coughing. Which I'm sure you guys have actually heard in some episodes. I think he's like hacked along and Rebecca's like cut it out or something. But he started with this weird cough and we're like, oh, weird. So we brought him to the vet because we're very proactive parents. And they were listening to his heart and they heard a little murmur. So they were like, we want to, figure this out. So we go, okay. So we set him up for an EKG. He just had his EKG done this Tuesday. They shaved his little belly spots to put the little pads on. And this is the weirdest thing, okay? The vet calls me and the vet goes, so good news. And I instantly go, fuck. When you start it with good news, means that there's bad news.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn it. So I'm sitting there. I have my little Post-it note, and like first things first. If you have to talk medical stuff, you start with the people who understand medical stuff, right? Like I listed Billy as the person to call. Billy will call me and explain it to me. Me explaining it to Billy is not the road to success.
Yeah, that's
okay.
fair.
So she was like, I tried Billy first. He didn't answer. I was like, okay. So I literally am sitting there ready to write everything down. So they listened to his heart. Yes. He has a little murmur. They explained it to me in a way that you have different valves to your heart, or there's like 4 valves. One of his valves, which happens to people and dogs, is pumping a little bit slower, and that's due to age. Everything else looked great, and there is no medication needed. I went, that's great. And she goes, so weird thing. I was like, no, stop it right there. Stop it right there.
I need you to hang up now.
She said the weird thing is while they were setting up for his heart, they happened to find a 9 centimeter in diameter.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's fucking huge.
Like lumpy, fluidy thing in his chest area. And I went, okay. And she went, so there's 3 things it could be. One, it could be an object that got like rerouted and got stuck there and has like a liquidy pouch around it. Or it could be like a plant-based product. That's literally what it said, plant-based product. It's okay. Or it is a fluid mass or something. So basically, it is not the heart murmur that's causing the cough. It is most definitely this fluid mass thing that is. Now, there are a lot of things that this fluid mass can be if it is a fluid mass and not an object, right? Of course, one of those things is cancer, but there are a bunch of other things. So we're not jumping to worst case scenario. Lucky is still running and...
You're like, I hear you talking about me. I'm waking up.
Oh, what a baby. He is still running and playing and swimming and eating and drinking and living his life. Nothing has changed personality-wise, so we don't think it is anything super serious. Of course, we're treating it like it is. He's going to go get it. He's cracking me up right now.
I do love having Lucky in the studio with us. Although, as I'm saying that, my brain just went to a really dark place and I can't get it back. I'm just imagining the day that like we have like an episode and it just in the arms of... I have to tell you where my brain went. Please don't be so fucking flabbergasted.
Look, that's how he feels about it.
Same. Me and Sarah McLachlan are really upset about this.
Lucky's like, listen here, bitch. I'm going to be here for a while. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Lucky's okay. We're going to do the x-ray and we'll get some feedback from there and figure out what we got to do. But they might need to sedate him. And the first thing I said was, can you also chop off the skin tag? I mean, if they do...
It's getting caught up on itself.
If they do sedate him, I'm going to be like, we also need to take care of the skin tag while we're at it.
Yeah.
They didn't have to sedate him for the EKG, which is why it's still hanging.
It's hanging out there, baby.
Anyways, that is Lucky's update for the podcast. And I feel like we're going to wrap it up because our friend Rebecca is chugging along here, friends.
As Alyssa says, I'm cooked.
I'm cooked. Why'd you have to say it with my accent?
I'm cooked.
You guys, this has been something.
You know what?
And this has been her
needs to
50th episode.
Rebecca needs to go Herkle Durkle in bed.
Rebecca needs to go
We're
Herkle Durkle.
friends. Bye.
This has been our 50th episode. It's been something. Lucky's getting into the cookies, so we gotta go. We love you. We're fat.
We're fab.
We're friends.
And we'll see you next time. Bye.